Hey everyone, welcome. We'll be taking a look today at how to set up a booking calendar for parent-teacher conferences. This is the 2025-2026 updated edition. So let's begin by opening our calendar, and then we'll come to create over here and select appointment schedule. Now you might remember from last year, those of you who had to do this, we had to come up to the settings before and choose appointment schedule rather than appointment slots. Appointment slots have been deprecated. They don't exist anymore. So now we can just come straight to appointment schedule. Now we're going to walk through basically every step. So the first thing we want to do is give this a title. So we'll add that. This is what parents will see. Our next step is to set the appointment duration. Generally, it's been 15 minutes. We do not want to repeat here because that would set up multiples. And we'll also notice that right now it's showing today's date. We'll need to jump to October and choose the 13th, which is the first day of parent conferences. Now, our conferences don't generally run from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., so we're going to have to change this also. So we'll click the time and select. Usually it's around 1 p.m. Now, this is going till 5, but my conferences might run till 7. However, there's usually a little dinner break in there. So I'm going to go from 1 to 4:30 on this day, and then add this button to go from 5 o'clock until the end of conferences for the day. This should give you plenty of slots. Now, we also have conferences on the 14th, so we'll add that date. We'll select October 14th with the same sort of parameters. We want to start at about 1 and then run until our dinner break time. Then we'll add another time so that we can pick up and finish the remainder of the conferences that evening. All right, we've got that set. Please make sure you're in the Mountain Time Zone. That will matter later on. On our scheduling window, we're within 60 days already, but your next choice is what's the minimum time you would allow before a change could be made. So 4 hours seems reasonable. You could change that. On booked appointment settings, we have a couple of options here. We don't want to add a buffer time because that shortens your conferences and then edits all the other appointments. We don't want to do that, and we don't need to add a maximum number of bookings. However, you may wish to include the option for guests to invite others. This would be moms who want to invite dads, or dads who want to invite moms, or step parents, or any others that should be included here. Sometimes grandparents attend. So this would allow that opportunity to take place. Here under calendars, it should default to your calendar, so we'll leave that alone. This should be gray and checked. You could add a co-host. This might be a speech language pathologist or possibly a special education teacher or even the administrator. From here, we'll click Next. Now, this is where we can go to our booking page photo and name. Don't need to change that because that's preset by the district. Moving on, we want to meet in person. Should a parent decide they want to do Google Meet video conference, they'll need to contact you directly. So we're going to set this in person, but now we have a required location. So I'll just type the name of an elementary school in the district here. And then under the description, we'll also want to make sure that the parents bring their student along. They are an important and integral part of setting goals for parent conferences. Okay, we've got that done. Now on the booking form, this is where we have some other important options. Right now, it's asking for first name, last name, and an email address. We may want more than that, and we may want to delete what's here. But for now, we're going to come in and add what I think is probably the most important item. We'll come down to custom, and we'll add student name. Many times, students don't have the same name as their parents, and so it's important to know who you'll be addressing at this conference, and we'll make that required. You may also want to include this phone number option, which will make it easy for you to find the parents by their phone number so you can communicate easily and rapidly. We recommend skipping requiring email verification. They're going to be making this appointment, so it should be pretty easy. At this point, you can see we've got our time set. You see those 4 slots with an initial group, dinner break, evening, initial group, dinner break, evening on the second day. Now we're ready to wrap it up. So here under booking confirmations and reminders, we're going to come in here and have an email reminder, and you can set this up to be a day before. You could set it to be hours before to remind the individual that they have a conference. You can even have 2 reminders should you choose. From here, we want to save. Now, what pops up next is this new window. It looks a little different than the one last year, where you can see we've got the basic information right here that we just added. What we want to do is preview. So click on the preview button and wow, no conferences. And that's because we're on today's date. So we want to use the arrow over here to navigate to October 13th and 14th. You'll see that our conferences appear here. These disappear as people sign up, so that's pretty handy, but now we need to share. So first thing we'll do is click the share button right here, and we want to share a single booking page with parents. So at this point, we would copy the link and then paste that link information into either the email you send, which will probably be the primary form of communication. You could also add it to a Rooms announcement or a Rooms message should you choose. So you've got those options. So we'll copy that link. The second option that you'll do, we'll do both of these, is to add all booking pages, copy that link, and then send that to your administrative assistant or the principal at your school so they can help people who are having difficulties. With that, we'll click Done, and that concludes the process of making a parent conference booking calendar for those people you'll be meeting with at parent conferences. I hope that covers it for you, and meanwhile, have a great day.